Welcome back. Now news from around the world. North Korea says it has successfully completed the launch of a new medium-range ballistic missile on Sunday under supervision of North Korean leader Kim Jong-Un. Kim was present at the site and personally gave the order for the launch, which was the first missile test by Pyongyang since U.S. President Donald Trump took office. And the agency described the missile as a Korean-style new type strategic weapon system. South Korea and the United States confirmed the Sunday launch as U.S. officials said the missile traveled 500 kilometers before landing in the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea, and that it was launched from North Pyongan province, and it's believed to have used a solid fuel-propelled engine which enables faster launch and increases the mobility of the launch process, according to a spokesman of the South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff spokesman. The Joint Chiefs spokesman also believed that Pyongyang employed a code launching system in which the missile is lifted off the ground using pressure and then ignited mid-flight as opposed to igniting it on the ground, which is said to be less stable. The United Nations Security Council says it plans to hold consultations on an urgent basis Monday afternoon regarding North Korea, according to the U.S. mission to the United Nations. The meeting was requested by the United States, South Korea, and Japan, whose Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was visiting President Trump in the United States when the launch occurred. North Korea is prohibited from carrying out ballistic missile launch under UN Security Council resolutions aimed in part at curbing the country's development of nuclear weapons. Japan Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga says the fact the launch came as Abe met with Trump made it a clear provocation of Japan and the region. North Korea conducted an unprecedented number of missile tests in 2016, and the satellite launch that experts said was a sign it has cleared significant hurdles towards ICBM technology. But until Sunday, it had not tested a ballistic missile since October the 28th. Pyongyang has been steadily working to improve its missile and weapons capability, conducting a fifth nuclear test in September. Germany's Parliamentary Assembly has elected Frank-Walter Steinmeier as the country's president. The position of president in Germany is largely ceremonial because the chancellor is the official head of government and has a higher profile on the world stage. Steinmeier, who was previously served as vice chancellor and foreign minister under current chancellor Angela Merkel, was elected by the vast majority of the assembly, receiving 231 out of 1,253 votes, as predecessor Joachim Gauck will step down on March the 18th. Steinmeier, 61, has been a vocal critic of U.S. President Donald Trump, and he also expressed concerns about Trump's comment that NATO, the political and military alliance between North America and Europe, is obsolete. European Council President Donald Tusk sent these congratulations to Steinmeier, while Tusk's comments alluded to Britain's decision to pull out of the 28-nation European Union and growing anti-EU sentiment in many parts of the regional bloc. Germany is the Union's largest economy and has played a major role in the region's refugee crisis. The Merkel government has implemented an open-door policy that has welcomed more than 1 million asylum seekers over the past 2 years.
When Theodor Heuss stood in front of the first parliament, the people of Germany were clearing the debris from war and dictatorship. Stone by stone, they built the German Federal Republic and the democracy, which at the time was only able to find firm footing on the foundation of democracy of the West. And ladies and gentlemen, if this foundation is shaking elsewhere, then that means we have to stand even more firmly on this foundation of democracy.